Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to BYJU'S exam prep. My name is Naveen, and today we'll be looking at how to achieve a 99 percentile in SNAP exam this year. So I believe most of you are aware of the pattern of SNAP. So if I look into the pattern of SNAP, the number of questions, the time limit, the number of marks awarded when you answer a question correctly or if you make a mistake, the basic questions that come that you think about an exam, right? So let's start with very basic questions before we start talking about the normalization part. So the first thing is there are 3 sections, right? 60 questions are going to be there that you have to solve within 60 minutes. The 3 sections are going to have English, then you will have logical reasoning, excuse me, and then you will have quant. Within logical reasoning, you get DI, and within QA, not DI exactly, it's analytical and logical reasoning that you get in that section. And then there is another section which is QA and data sufficiency, right? So VARC, English, analytical and logical reasoning, rather, and quantitative ability and data sufficiency. So these are the 3 sections. The number of questions that you will find in VRC is 15, and you have 15 marks for that. So you get 1 mark for every correctly answered question. Then when we talk about maths, DI and data sufficiency, which is the second section, you have a total of 20 questions, and that's 20 marks for you. And if we talk about analytical and logical reasoning, those are 25 questions, which means that's 25 marks for you. So overall, it's a 60 marks question, right? 60 marks because you are awarded +1 if you answer it correctly, 1/4 is deducted if you answer it wrong, and 0 marks if you leave the question unattempted. And if I talk about VRC, there are 15 questions. And if we talk about QA, DI, DS, these are 20 questions. And if I talk about ALR, analytical and logical reasoning, these are 25 questions. Now, the first thing that comes in mind is how should we start the exam? Say it's 60 minutes, 1 hour. 1 hour goes like this, right? So even before you realize that you are sitting in the exam and if you're solving it, and by the time you get a chance to first look at the timer, you will realize that around half an hour, 35 minutes is already gone. And then you start panicking, looking at how many questions you have already solved and how many you are about. You should be, so that you get good score. So the thing is, because the exam is very quick, you have got less time, and that's the reason why the level of the exam is easy. VRC is sometimes on a difficult side, reason being English. RCs, looking at the number of questions and the number of minutes you have to solve 1 question every minute. Suppose you end up trying to solve an RC, and an RC reading and comprehending it takes you 7, 8, 10 minutes. 10 मिनट में आप केवल 4 क्वेश्चन कर पाओगे. So you should rather choose 10 questions in 10 minutes or 8 questions, 7 questions in 10 minutes than only 3 to 4 questions. So you need to, I'm not talking about just RC, I'm talking about any other type of question which you think takes more time to understand, and then you end up solving lesser number of questions within the same number of minutes. You shouldn't attempt it, right? Okay, so the moment the exam starts, okay, you need to be very quick. You need to go through the paper in 2 rounds. The first round being the sitters, the very easy questions, okay, and the second round is going to be the questions that will require some pen, that will require some thought process. So you have to make sure that you solve around 40% of the questions in the first round, which it is very much possible. Specifically in ALR, the analytical and logical reasoning, you get those puzzles based on figures, based on sequences and series, and so on and so forth, right? So आपको वैसे ही questions को attempt करना है ज़्यादा. Okay. When it comes to QA, of course, you will have questions based on arithmetic and algebra majorly, again, just like other MBA exams. So those questions can be solved using values, options, some assumptions, and there will be a lot of questions that you may have already practiced before. So you will not find questions which are lengthy or let's say which are going to use the concepts that you have never heard about. ऐसे questions कभी नहीं होते snap में. Okay, so is there going to be a normalization? So what happened was before 2020 snap, snap used to be conducted in just one slot, and in snap 2020 there were 3 slots introduced. ठीक है, जस्ट लाइक कैट में आपके 3 स्लॉट्स होते हैं सेम डे में, उसी तरह से स्नैप में 3 स्लॉट शुरू हो गया. 3 एग्जाम स्लॉट्स ऑन डिफरेंट डेट्स. So candidates could attempt snap exam twice and the best score would be considered, right? That I believe everybody is aware of. So there was no need for normalization. So normalization ceased to exist then. ठीक है. Had this part that the best score is not supposed to be taken into consideration, तो आपका normalization का sense बनता है तब, right? Because you are only allowed to put in the score that the exam you attempted. So suppose you attempted first slot and you got certain score. Somebody attempted only the second slot and got certain score. Now the level of difficulty of both the slot questions may be different. So that would have been a wrong way to go about it. It's like 3 slots combined into 1, right? जिसमें questions ही अलग है. So normalization was required then. But since you are allowed to, give your best out of the 2 attempts, so normalization nahi use hota. Okay. Now let's talk about the cutoffs. So if I look at snap 2017, say, so SIBM Pune cutoff has been 97.6 percentile and HRD has been 97.4, so almost the same. You'll find that it has been almost the same. Generally SIBM Pune to be on a little higher side than SCM HRD. ठीक है. So SCM HRD is not like, it's not sought after program. It is very much sought after, but people prefer between these two over SIBM. I mean over SCM HRD as SIBM. If you talk about 2020 and 2021 cutoffs, so for 97 percentile you needed a 43.5 and 40.1 respectively for these 2 years, and for 98 percentile there was an increase of 3 marks per 2021 में केवल 1 मार्क का जंप चाहिए था, most probably because of the level of difficulty of the paper. If we talk about the top colleges that we have got under symbiosis, we have got the first one at SIBM, the second as SCM HRD, the third one at SIBM Bangalore, the first one being from Pune. Then you have got SSBF, then you have got SIIB, then you have got SIBM Hyderabad, then you have got SCIT Pune, then you have got SIDTM, SIMC, SIOM, SIMS, 4 times S, SIHS, SICSR. Now, there may be some contradiction in the ranking that I have mentioned, right? So we should rather not rank them as 1, 2, 3, 4, but you should rather understand that which one has got more exposure and what kind of students get in. Because if you get good students, as in competition is tougher for a college, या program के लिए, तो obviously that will have an advantage over the others. So there is no doubt as to SIBM and SCM HRD, these are the top 2. इसमें कोई doubt नहीं है, ठीक है? But what about the next one? Third rank पे कौन सा है? So there are certain students who want to go after international business, so they will opt for SIIB. Or there is going to be, let's say, some student who would like to go for mass communication. So that person is going to go for SIMC. Or somebody who wants to get into operations will rather choose SIOM. Yeah, this one. So these 3 are the next, rather I would say more sought after as compared to the other colleges, other programs. Okay. Now, the colleges are very specific. It's not like a college में सब पढ़ा देते हैं. For example, if I talk about the SIOM department or the SIOM building under Symbiosis Pune, so you will find that it's only operations management related. उसमें general MBA नहीं पढ़ा रहे उधर, ठीक है? That is for SIBM to take care of. Now, you do have got colleges which are in Pune, Bangalore, and Hyderabad. Bangalore and Hyderabad, it has not yet achieved that level of, what should I say, praise or respect that the actual Symbiosis Pune has achieved so far in its lifetime. So it will take years, and it will take very good students to go through those colleges so that they can get that level of appreciation as other colleges get. Okay. Now, SIMS for Symbiosis School of Sports Sciences for sports as in athletes, Symbiosis Institute of Health Sciences for people with medical background, SCIT people who want to get into information technology. ये सारे जो colleges हैं ये बहुत specific colleges हैं. You can find that the course fee to do an MBA has been obviously the way the colleges are ranked in the general perception. So SIBM, the best college, so its fees is 18.25, SMHRD 15.46. This may change. I'm not saying this is going to be the first, it's going to be the same this year as well. It change ho sakta hai. But you'll find that the costliest college being SIBM and the cheapest college being the SIC. Not cheapest, I should say the college with the lowest fee. Now, the three exams, SNAP, NMAT and CAT. इन तीनों एग्जाम्स के कॉलेजेस के बीच का क्या है, रिलेशन क्या है, हाउ आर दे क्लोज, हाउ डू दे डिफर. सो इफ आई लुक एट नारसी मुंजी which is through NMAT, so it gives you core MBA, and the SNAP percentile that you require is 230 to 235 to get into it. 17 lakh से plus ये NMAT स्कोर है, SNAP का नहीं है. 70 lakh plus इसकी फीस होती है, and 500 plus students they get admitted to. If I talk about, now this NITI doesn't exist, this is IIM Mumbai. Okay, you need a 94 percentile CAT, IIMs, Ranchi, Trichy, Udaipur, the lower IIMs, okay, the newer IIMs, you need around 92, 93 percentile, and the batch strength has been huge, and fees itna. Okay, if I talk about Symbiosis, ये आपको you need a 98 percentile to be on the safer side in SNAP. The fees is huge, okay, and this number of students that get admitted are lesser as compared to other colleges. It's only IIM Mumbai where you have got very less number of seats. Okay, if you talk about STMHRD, वो SIBM के लिए था, ठीक है? So this college was about SIBM. If I talk about STMHRD, for this you need a little lesser percentile, as we have already seen, 20.4 lakhs per annum, or 180 students admit होते हैं. The number of students get admitted, and what is the fees that they get and the salary that they get, it's on the lower side. Symbiosis में preferences होते हैं, ठीक है? Actually this is the pay that they get. You need a CAT percentile of 90. See, these are the lowest percentile. ऐसा नहीं कि 90 percentile लेते हो और IIM काशीपुर से कॉल आ जाएगा. No, okay, it's not going to work that way. So this is the lowest that we have seen the students getting admitted to these colleges. The course is called PGP for IIMs, and Symbiosis gives you an MBA degree. There is no difference. The only difference is same as what is the difference between BE and BTech. Same difference applies here. इंडिया में इसका कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. अब हम बात करते हैं होल्ड ऑन. हाँ कुछ ओवरऑल इट्स मोर देन दैट, ठीक है? सारा आप हॉस्टल फीस और वगैरह सब मिला लो तो आपको बहुत ज्यादा मिल जाएगा. ओके, SIIB पुणे की बात करोगे, द प्रोग्राम इज कॉल्ड MBA IB, द फीस इज 14.65 लाख, पैकेज 11.32 का मिलता है, एंड यू नीड a 93.2 percentile in SNAP exam. Okay, now if I talk about let's say KJ Somaiya से कंपेयर करो आप. Okay, the average package is being 12.28, so a little over that. लेस देन 1 लाख एवरेज पैकेज से इंक्रीज है, बट योर फीस इंक्रीजेस बाय 5 से above lakhs. So you can say that why people they choose Symbiosis brand in Pune as compared to other well-known reputed colleges that you get through using CAT or NMAT or ZAT. Okay, if I talk about let's say I am Bodh Gaya, so I am Bodh Gaya, my fees is a little around 1 lakh more and the package is around 60,000 more. That amounts to 5,000 net. Sorry, not net, gross salary per month. Net तो कम ही होगा, ठीक है. So people decide accordingly that can you achieve a 93, 94, 97 percentile in SNAP as compared to a 90s in CAT. So there are a lot of students who are struggling in CAT right now when the students are writing the mocks. If you are one among them, you can quickly shift your entire preparation and this strategy over SNAP. If by CAT you're not able to, you're not sure that you will get a good percentile in CAT. ऐसा नहीं है कि IIM का टैग नहीं लगा तो चलेगा. थिंक अबाउट दिस कि IIM में अगर 20,000 सीट्स भी हैं सारे मिलाकर, जो कि नहीं है, and there are 3 lakh aspirants who are going to fill the exam, who have filled the paper this year, फॉर्म फिल करा उन्होंने 3 लाख, सबको IIM मिलेगा क्या? कहाँ जाएंगे बाकी लोग? And when I say सबको and बाकी लोग, it means you are also included in that, right? जब तक एग्जाम का रिजल्ट नहीं आता, how do you know where you stand? So you need to search out for other avenues कि ZAT के preparation कर लेते हैं. IFT unfortunately is not there this year. Then I should write NMAT, I should write SNAP, I should write MHCET. So दूसरे एग्जाम्स के लिए आप सीरियस होना शुरू हो जाओ, because then the number of seats or the number of places you can go, it increases drastically. ठीक है. अदर का अगर देखा जाए तो फीस का ये है हमारे पास, पैकेज इज दिस, और कंपेयर टू अदर LBS, IMI, वेरी गुड कॉलेजेस, IFMR, ये आपका सबसे बढ़िया हो जाता है. Now, Symbiosis Institute of Management Studies, SIMS, it's considered to be best ROI and fees to CTC ratio. This is around 200%. ठीक है. अब ये the number of seats are very less. Okay, so the number of seats are around 120 के आसपास. So not a lot of students can get into it. You can see you should target a college. Suppose आपको नहीं पता है, तो you should target a college whose annual package should be not less than 80% of the fees. मतलब 10 लाख अगर आप फीस दे रहे हो 2 साल के लिए, तो आपका एनुअल पैकेज 8 लाख निकलना चाहिए. दैट शुड बी द एवरेज दैट द कॉलेज शुड प्रोवाइड यू, एंड दैट्स व्हाट यू शुड बी टारगेटिंग एट. कि 2 इयर्स का कॉलेज का फीस शुड बी ग्रेटर देन दैट. ठीक है, ग्रेटर देन दैट बाय लाइक लेट्स से 50%. तो इफ यू सी हियर SIOM, ऑपरेशंस मैनेजमेंट, आपकी फीस 11.75 है 2 साल की, और आपकी पैकेज एवरेज उससे ज्यादा है. सिमिलरली इफ आई लुक एट SITM, IT वाला, टेलीकॉम, IT एज इन नॉट IT, टेलीकॉम मैनेजमेंट, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड IT. So 12.75 is the fees and average package is 13.47. So your package is greater than the fees that you're going to look into. ठीक है. This is not even true for LBS and even IMI. This ये लॉन्ग रन में काफी ज्यादा हेल्प करता है. Okay, you should not be in the debt the first 5-7 years of your job. कि भाई जॉब आज शुरू करी है, आज सैलरी आई है और पता चला कि आज से EMI देना शुरू कर दिया. प्रेफर करना है कि वो नहीं करना है. हाँ, if you guys have enough money, if your parents or guardian they are going to pay for your college, तब तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. So how should we go after the questions to get a 99 percentile? Like I said, 2 rounds करने हैं. The first round is supposed to have CITES करोगे. Okay, that will include around 40% of questions. This is good enough. ये बहुत है. आपको 90 प्लस परसेंटाइल लाने के लिए. एंड राउंड नंबर 2 यू विल गो थ्रू द लेफ्ट ओवर क्वेश्चंस. इन दिस डू नॉट एक्सपेक्ट कि बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस हो जाएंगे. 20% ऑफ क्वेश्चंस हो पाएंगे. सो आपके पास कुल मिला के 60% ऑफ क्वेश्चंस हो जाएंगे. एंड इफ यू सॉल्व 60% ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस, दिस विल अमाउंट to nothing less than a 98-99 percentile. This is a fast-paced exam. The number of minutes provided to you for every question is way less. 1 minute बहुत कम होता है. आप पढ़ना शुरू करते हो 1 मिनट हो चुका होता है क्वेश्चन का. So when you have such difficult exams, time-wise, so level of questions are very easy ones, not even moderate, and the cutoff or the required score to get a very good percentile is around 50%. ठीक है. So आप 60 questions में से you will be able to do 60% of that. That is 36 questions. ये आपका टारगेट होना चाहिए. 36 questions in 60 minutes. If you do any number of questions more than that, obviously very good. To have an IM tank, so can we opt for the baby IMs? What's your take on this? Sri Harsha, everybody will have a different take, right? For example, if you are a fresher, if you have just got out of the college, okay, and you have got job offers from 2 companies. One company is, let's say, a big brand, and that pays you for 6 lakhs per annum. The second company is not known brand, not so well known brand, but it pays you 18 lakhs per annum. So people will have different opinions regarding ki which to join. Somebody will go after the brand, will be like ki ji lenge garibi mein, 6 lakhs per annum is good enough. I'll somehow exist for the next 2-3 years. I'll gain the experience and then I'll move ahead. Right? The other person would be the second type of people would be like, see, brand doesn't matter. I'll earn well, and because the next time I'm going to take a jump, when I'm going to switch over the company, obviously my pay package is going to be more than 18. So an 18 wala guy will reach a 50 much quicker than a 6 wala guy, because nowhere you will be given a hike of 50% or 100%. It rarely happens. It depends, obviously, very much into what kind of what is your job profile. It matters. But unless and until you don't get better, you do not do some extra certifications or something, your hike will not be great when you switch a company. So thinking that in mind, money, that's what people will look into. Thinking about how to build a base for my entire life, which is about to come. So I'll have to think accordingly that a big brand is going to teach me a lot. So there are a lot of variables involved. So I personally, if I have to choose between newer IMs and let's say SEMHRD, I'll go for SEMHRD. Because brand from which college I have come from, it will only matter for the initial 5 years to 10 years max. Jahan par you are still learning, right? You are earning, you are learning. After some point of time, people will never ask you which college are you from. If they know, they know. Otherwise, they will see what kind of manager you are, and they would like to see what kind of experience you have. The entire PG or the college from where you have done your post-graduation, that vanishes. It vanishes in the same way. Do you think anyone now asks you what was your 12th, CGPA or percentile? कोई पूछता है? नहीं पूछता ना? हाँ, right after college, while you were in college, people used to ask you 12th में कितना आया? While you were appearing for your first job interview after your graduation, people used to be concerned about it. You were concerned about it. Once you land into a job, that's history. Nobody is going to ever ask you. Same is true for your 10th boards. Who asks? 10th board is considered as to be like this is the peak of the exam that I have to ever come across. And 2 years down the line, you realize, कोई पूछ भी नहीं रहा 10th का. Same thing happens with everything that you do. Okay, you will not carry forward everything. So the brand name will be there, I will not say it will vanish completely. Thoda sa it will help you, but it will not help you do that. So that was the long explanation. The short answer to your question is it depends. Person to person, what they want, what is their priority, money, brand, location, right? Even that is sometimes a priority. Next query we have is LBS idhar nahi hai. LBS is through MHCET. Okay. So look into MHCET ka session, you'll find it over there. So standard snap questions. Okay. So these are obviously memory based questions. A trader gives 6% discount on mark price per item and gives one free item with a bulk purchase of 20 items. If his gain in this deal is 30%, thereby percentage markup is above cost price approximately. Okay. So it says 30% is the deal, so 1.3. 6% is the discount, so this is 0.94. And one free item with a bulk purchase of 20 items, which means he was supposed to get money for 21, but he gets money only for 20. So it's going to be 20 by 21 because it's a loss. And we need to find out multiplying factor of markup price percentage. So this is the part what they are asking us. The next part is obviously quick calculation. How fast can you be, right? So if you remember, 13 into 7 is 91, right? So this is a little over 7. Don't get into the accurate calculation, useless evo. Now this is 7 and 21. 7 and 21 would be 7 and 3, right? So had this been 7 and 21, I would have written 3 because it is 7 plus. So I will write 3 point something. So I'll get multiplying factor of markup price percentage going to be 3 point something upon 20. Acha, sorry, this should have been 70 plus. So this is 30 plus something. This is 1.3 and 0.94, no? So 7 plus nahi hoga, 70 plus. 13, 130. So hold on. आप लोग कंफ्यूज ना करो और मैं कंफ्यूज ना हूं. So this is this is 13 into 0.1. या फिर let's not deal with points. Let's rewrite this as 130 and this as 94. खत्म करते हैं टेंशन. This is 130 and this is 94, right? So this is 13 into 10 and this is going to be 13 into 7 point something. 10, this becomes 2. 7 point something and 21 is going to be 3 point something. 3 होना चाहिए था, but this is going to be 2 point something. So इसको मैं 3 ले लेता हूँ because question itself is saying कि approximate बता दो भाई. तो I'll take this as 2 point something, which is like very close to 3. So this is going to be very close to 3 by 2, which is going to be 1.5, which is 50%, right? But I know that this is not exactly 3. This is 2 point something, which is close to 3. So instead of 5, I will have 1.4 something. So ये 45% हो जाएगा answer. This is what you will have to have confidence about. When you are doing approximation, you should know to what extent you can decrease some calculation and to what extent you can increase some calculation. Okay. Another question. An aeroplane took from Pune to Bangalore. After 3 minutes, reaches an angle of elevation of 60 degrees from ground. So this is the ground and the aeroplane reaches an angle of elevation of 60 degrees. So this is where the aeroplane is and this is 60 degrees. After another 30 seconds, the angle of elevation changes to 30 degrees from the same point on the ground. So after 30 degrees, it changes to 30 degrees. After 30 seconds, sorry. So the plane has covered this distance in 30 seconds. The aeroplane is flying at a height of 4000 root 3 meters. Find the speed of the aeroplane. So straightforward, there are two triangles here, both are 30, 60, 90. Both the triangles have a height of 4000 root 3. If we calculate the entire distance, so opposite to 30, if you have 4000 root 3, so opposite to this being 60 degrees, you will have root 3 times of that. So this is 4000 into 3. If I look at the next triangle, the first one, the left hand side one, this is 60, this is 30. So opposite to 60, you see 4000 root 3. So opposite to 30, you will have this as only 4000. So we can see that the plane was able to cover this particular distance, which is 4000 into 3 minus 4000, which is 8000 meters in 30 seconds, or in other words, 8 kilometers in 30 seconds, which will become 60 kilometers in a minute, which should become 960 kilometers in 60 minutes, which is nothing but an hour. So 960 is your answer. Next, a sum of rupees 45,000 amounts to 68,040 in 3 years with interest compounded annually. The return of interest is return on investment, is 8% per annum for the first year, 12% for the second year. Find the return on investment of the third year. Okay? You can see 10, 12, 16, they are not very close, but they are not still worth trying much. आप क्या करोगे? Successive का approximate कर सकते हो. Just assuming कि you will get an answer which is like 25% आता है कि नहीं. Now 45 becomes 68. When 45 becomes 68, can we say this is almost 50% का increase? That 50% का increase is successes of 8%, 12% and the option. So 8 and 12 का successive, if you try to calculate, is going to be a little over 20. 20 and किसका successive is 50. 50 से थोड़ा ज़्यादा, 25%. If you can solve it using the successive a plus b plus ab by 100 ka formula in your mind, then most probably you will not have to use any equation. If some aspirant decides कि नहीं मेरे को पूरा solve करना है, तो वो तो अपना जिंदगी का बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण टाइम इस क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने में लगा देगा, और पूरे एग्जाम में पूरे 1 घंटे वो एक क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करेगा. You need to find the value of that R. और calculator भी नहीं है. This is not CAT exam where you will have calculator. You can't carry any of that, right? So 8 and 12 successive is going to be a little over 20%. I hope you guys are aware. 20 and 20 का successive is around 45, but we need 50% से ज़्यादा का increase. So answer should be more than 20. There is only one option, 25. Next, at a central location in Pune, there is a children park of radius 20 meters. 3 points A, B and C are located at equal distances on the boundary. So this is 20, 20, 20. These points are connected with a string. What is the length of the string? So we need to find out the perimeter of this triangle, right? Because we don't need the circumference of the park, because these points are connected using the string, not the circular part, not the park. ठीक है? So this is, assume कर लो, this is an equilateral triangle, and if you have an equilateral triangle of side as A, then this 20 is actually nothing but the circumradius. And how is circumradius related to the side? So if the side is A, then the circumradius is given as side upon root 3. So अगर आप देखोगे तो this particular component will become 20 root 3. This will also become 20 root 3. This will also become 20 root 3. So we will get 60. Hold on. Acha, we just need to know the length of this string. So 20 root 3, there is only one option. So yahi kar lo. 60 root 3 is not in the option, isn't it? So also one more thing. In Snap, be prepared to have some typos in the question or in the option. It happens. Seldom, but it does happen. So what is the length of the string that joins A and C should have been the appropriate way of asking the question. Because यहाँ string का length should have been ABC, the entire perimeter, right? But we realize that if you do that, we'll get 60 root 3 as the answer. That's not there with us. Okay. Another question. In a 1000-meter race, Aman gives 100-meter start to Bipin, as in Bipin is 100 meters ahead, and beats him by 200 meters. In the same race, Aman also gives 100-meter start to Cyrus and beats him by 300 meters. In how many meters would Bipin beat Cyrus in a new 200-meter race? Okay. So there is a typo here. Let me get it corrected. It's just 28. So if I talk about Aman and Bipin, Aman beats him by 200 meters. So that means Aman covers 1000 meters, but Bipin is already 100 meters ahead, but loses by 200 meters. That means Bipin covers only 700. If I talk about Aman and Cyrus, Aman covers 1000. Cyrus is already 100 meters ahead of the start of the race, but is beaten by 300 meters. That means C will be covering only 600. Now, if we have a 200-meter race, so how much distance will C be covering, right? So 700 by 200 is equal to 600 by X. If you have done races, linear races, you would know we equate the ratios of the distances covered. So if you solve this, you will have 200 by 700. Sorry, not 1200 by 700. This is actually 1200 by 7 is what we will have. 00 to chala jayega na. So 1200 by 7 is going to be 174 point something, right? And it's a 200-meter race, and if C runs 174 point something, that means the other guy, that means he fails to cover 25 point some meters. None of these. Don't have to solve it exactly. 174 was good enough, right? How many terms are there in this GP? 3, 6, 12, question mark, 192. Very simple. लिख लो double 6 double 12 double 24 double 48 double 96 double 192 3 3 6 7. There are 7 terms. कितना टाइम लगा? 10 15 20 seconds. Every time you save time in these questions, every second matters here. You can give some more time to the other question, right? And do not forget, we will get stuck solving questions, as in कैलकुलेशन में हमसे गलतियां होंगी. So be prepared for that as well. Of course, Sonali, you should have started way back. Snap देते रहो every 10 days, 2 weeks. Keep on writing snap. Snap, Zat. ये सारे आपको देते रहने marks. Okay, another one. 75 liters mixture contain wine and water in the ratio 18 and 7. So out of these 75 liters, 18 plus 7 is 25. So 3 times. So we have got wine as 18 into 3, which is 54. And 7 into 3, which is 21, is water. Question is, how much more water should be added so that we will have wine and water in the ratio 2:17. doesn't make sense. I mean, the options do not make sense. Question, obviously, it makes sense, right? So 54 is still 2, which is actually 27 into 2. तो अपने पास इधर को total 27 into 17 चाहिए, which is in hundreds and hundreds. The amount of water to be added has to be huge. एक सेकेंड. ठीक है. The x term of an AP is P and y term is Q. Sum of first x plus y minus y terms will be what? Right? Again, a very typical question. जो आप sequences and series में you guys may have come across earlier. If you have solved questions, तो आप क्या करोगे? या तो क्वेश्चन छोड़ दोगे, because if you look at the options, they are not easy, right? Or what you can do is you can actually solve it by assuming things. So first term of an AP is, let's say, 2. So this is our P and this is our X. And yth term को अपन ले लेते हैं third term, let's say. So I'm considering an AP which is 2, jump of 3, which is 3 नहीं, नया number लेते हैं. Jump of 4, which is 6, jump of 4, which is 10, jump of 4, which is 14, and then 18, and then 22. So this is the AP that I'm thinking in my mind. First term is 2, which is P. Third term is 10, which is going to be Q. The sum of first x plus y, 1 plus 3, 4, 4 minus 1. First 3 terms का sum कितना आ रहा है? 18. So I need the answer to be 18. Put these values of x, y, p, q in the options और देखो 18 किधर से आता है, right? We generalized it, and if it's a fact, it should work on all APs. Why not the one that we just assumed? So we'll get x plus y, which is going to give us 4, into p plus q, which is going to give us 12, divided by 2, which is definitely not 18. Then we will get x plus y, which is 4 minus q, which is minus 6. Then p plus q 12, 12 minus 1, 11 by 2. ये definitely negative आ रहा है, ये भी नहीं होगा. Then we will have x plus y, which is 4 minus 1, 3, into p plus q, which is 12, divided by 2, 36 by 2, which is going to be 18. और ये नहीं देगा, ये अब try कर लो. So the answer is this. If you solve it using the proper approach because you want to feel good about the solution, then you will only end up having that good feeling about that solution. बाकी solution तो आप attempt भी नहीं कर पाओगे. What kind of AR questions do we get and how should we think? So you will definitely get questions based on figures, right? Visual reasoning, set based, clocks and calendars, directions, blood relations, encoding, decoding, sequences and series, as in complete the series, find the odd one out. Input, output, encoding, decoding का part है, so you should look into it. ठीक है? तो कुछ type of questions will be there. For example, this is a question based on calendars. First was Friday on 30th December 2005. What was the day on the week of 3rd January 2010? So first was Friday. First was Friday. Looks some typo in the question. 30th December 2005 was Friday. That would make sense. So it should be not first, it should be it was Friday. Okay. So it was Friday on 30th December. So 30th December 2005 was Friday. So same date 2006, it's not a leap year, so there will be an increase of 1. It will be Saturday. 2007, same date is going to be Sunday. 2008, it's a leap year. February count हुआ होगा, so we'll jump by 2. 2009, it's not a leap year, it's going to be Wednesday. 2010, nahi jana hame, because we need to go up to only January. Why December? So once we have reached that particular date, 30th December, then 30th December to 3rd of Jan 2010, how many days do we need to move ahead? So if you count the number of days in the month of December itself, there is only one day that you need to move ahead, which is 31st of December, then 1st of Jan, 2nd of Jan, 3rd of Jan. So that's another 4 days ahead. So if you're already at Wednesday, so it's going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you will end up on Sunday. Right? Since the years were so close, there was no formula that we can apply. कोई shortcut नहीं लगा सकते इधर straight away. Next, we need to find out the missing number. Like I said, sequences and series के. So the first thing that you should always think about is what is the difference. उसमें pattern है कि नहीं? Are the numbers in some table, right? So we see 27, then we see 22. So there is a decrease of 5. Then 22 becomes 18. There is a decrease of 4. Then we don't know what to put, and then we have an 8. ये भी नहीं पता. And then you're left with 3. So there is a decrease of 5. So the decrease is not decreasing. It's not like -4, -4, -5, -4, -3, ऐसे नहीं चल रहा ना, क्योंकि चल रहा होता तो -5 क्यों आता? So when you are stuck thinking about what to do, there is obviously some help around, not the aspirant sitting next to you in the exam, but rather the options. Put options and देखो क्या चलता है. 18 to 14, there is a decrease of 4, and there is a decrease of 6 here. Doesn't look like a pattern. Put the next one, 12. So there is a decrease of 6, there is a decrease of 4, there is a decrease of 5. Makes sense. -5, -4, -6, -4, -5. So it's like not strictly decreasing, but एक palindrome type difference है. 5 decrease, 4, 4, and a 6. So this might make sense, but we shouldn't hurry ourselves into this. We should check out the other options as well. 18 to 15, there is a decrease of 3, and 15 to 18, there is a decrease of 7. Definitely no pattern here. If you look at 13, so 13 is going to be, there is a decrease of 5, there is a decrease of again 5. Garbad. Why is there a decrease of 4 here suddenly? There should have been a consistent decrease of 5 throughout, right? Isn't it? Agar ek 4 kyun aaya? So if it's a pattern, it should follow thoroughly. Turns out the only option that makes sense is 12, so that this is a decrease of 6, and then there is a decrease of 4. Palindromic difference. Options are there to help you. ये आपका एक cheat है, cheat code. Options are cheat codes that will always help you solve questions faster. Okay, so everyone who is there on BYJU'S exam prep app, and everyone who is following us on YT as well, you guys would be aware that we have started our CAT 2023 crash course. Okay, please make sure that you attend this session either on the app or on YT. Okay, it is a multi-platform session. So it happens at 7 p.m. where we discuss most probable questions for CAT. Roadmap to 99 percentile in CAT 2024 is going to be taken by Mr. Srinivas on 11th at 11 a.m. Make sure that you register for this. All India Open Mock NMAT 2023 is about to begin. It's going to go live for 5 days from 13th November to 17th November. People who are writing NMAT this year, please make sure that you attempt this exam. Okay? More mocks you write, more confidence you will have. Doesn't matter where you stay. What is your score? What's your percentile? कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. But you will stop having that fear of writing an exam. Okay? And you can download our app and go to our homepage and get in touch with our counseling team. and they will help you out with any queries you have. You can also avail our CAT and non-CAT 2023 test series, which contains more than 85 mocks, 10,000 practice questions, topic tests, subtopics, that covers all the subtopics. The video solutions are provided for each and every question, and then you are also provided 3 already open mocks. Do not forget to check out our social media handles and pages. I hope today it was helpful to understand about the exam, the different colleges, the pattern, and what kind of questions are there. So the questions that we just discussed, these are CAT 2022 and 21 questions. ठीक है, 2022 है actually. These are memory based questions, right? वो पेपर नहीं देता ना snap कि ये question तुमको दिए थे आज. Thank you everyone. I'll see you again with another session. Until then, take care. Can we assume values? Of course. Hi, Sumant, almost covered in syllabus Q, but sometimes my scores fluctuate 55 to 40. What should I do in this question? I mean, what nahi, Sumant. Koi, no book, no mentor, nobody is going to help you with the kind of score fluctuation you are showing right now. If you ask in the chat, every student who is writing CAT seriously is having this issue right now, which is obvious. Pick up any year CAT paper. Pick up any of the thousands of mocks that are right now available, or sub-solve karo. Do you think any 2 mock has the same level of difficulty? And if I give all these thousands of mocks to all the people in this world, do you think the number of people who will be writing a mock will be the same number of people? Do you think the kind of preparation everyone has is on the same level? Right? None of that is true. So there is obviously going to be a fluctuation in this course. पहला चीज ये understood है. The moment you start writing the mocks, अपने I'm ready, click here to begin वाला जब आप बटन क्लिक करते हो, उसके पहले दिमाग में रख लो कि ये मॉक वैसा जाने वाला जैसे आज तक पहले कभी नहीं गया. Either it can be the best of the mocks you have attempted so far, or it may be the worst. There will always be a fluctuation. Secondly, why now when the exam is near? Is the exam temperament. ठीक है? That push or that fear, depending upon how you see exams as, that is, playing with your mind. It's like कि, you know what, Sumant, मेरे को अच्छा स्कोर करना है because exam is around the corner. So you're like कि ठीक है, let's attempt more questions. Boom. What happens? You attempted more questions, but then your accuracy falls, which will always happen in every exam. जितना attempt करोगे उतना कम marks आने वाला है. आप सोचोगे snap में 60 के 60 कर लेते हैं. It's an easy exam. If you are good with all these sections and all the topics, maybe the score will not decrease, पर CAT and ZAT में तो बिल्कुल होगा. The good exams will definitely show that result. More attempts, bad accuracy. Okay? So you need to find a place where your accuracy doesn't dip and your number of attempts also doesn't dip. दोनों एक लेवल पे है क्योंकि ये दोनों इनवर्सली है. ज्यादा करोगे तो accuracy कम हो जाएगी तो स्कोर कम होने लगता है. Accuracy बढ़ाने के चक्कर में number of attempts कम होने लगते हैं. So you need to find a level where you are comfortable with, which is going to be different from what others feel. ठीक है? ये personality, person to person depend करता है, आपकी personality पे depend करता है. Now that is something a mentor or a book cannot change. If you were scoring in 50s already, and now your score suddenly drops to or dips to 40, आपको लगता है कि आपका theory या concepts खराब है? खराब है तो पहले कैसे आया? It's not that you are unlearning something. It's not that you're forgetting things. It's that कि आप pressure में हो. Exam का time नजदीक आ रहा है. In such cases, what I suggest, yesterday also I had a chat with one of my students. Day 4 yesterday या 2 दिन पहले भी 2 students से बात हुई थी. They all are facing the same thing. Sonali here is one of our students. वो भी ये face कर रही होगी या थोड़े समय पहले करा होगा उसने. And it is good that you are facing right now. Exam से 2 दिन पहले अगर ऐसा होता तो बहुत दिक्कत होती, right? So what I suggest in such cases is take a break of 5 days, 1 week. मत दो mock. ठीक है? When you don't worry about the results, you perform better. जैसे मेरे को क्रिकेट खेले हुए सालों हो गए. The day I'm going to, I think मेरे को मन करेगा, let's say I decide to play cricket. What will happen? शॉट्स पे शॉट्स मार रहा हूँ, वो अलग बात है कि बाद में जो बॉडी एक होगा, आई कांट इवन थिंक अबाउट इट, बट आई विल बी प्लेइंग वेरी कैजुअली. ठीक है, सो आई विल बी प्लेइंग better than what my expectation is going to be. But the day I decide that I will play every day and I have to score so much and I have to be on the pitch for so long, or if I join an academy and there somebody teaches me, then I have that pressure to perform. So performance issues aane lagte hain because I'm under pressure. I will not play free shots, but I will be playing with the rules. पूरा गेम चेंज हो जाता है एक इंसान का. This is true for exam as well. When you did not know anything, आप कुछ भी solve करो, कितना भी solve करो, it's always good. But when you started learning, understanding things, then you are under pressure to solve questions based on the same concept or the way they are being taught. So वो खराब कर देता है. ठीक है, तो आप ही चेंज कर सकते हो इस चीज को. ब्रेक ले लो, डू नॉट टेक प्रेशर. ठीक है, बाकी पढ़ो, इधर उधर पढ़ो. सपोज इफ क्वांट हैज डिक्रीज्ड, मतलब इट हैज गॉटन वर्स, वर्क ऑन एलआरडी, ऐसे सॉल्व करो, मॉक मत दो, बस सॉल्व. ठीक है, सो होपिंग दैट यू विल बी एबल टू गेट बैक ऑन ट्रैक आफ्टर अ वीक्स टाइम. Well, thank you everyone. Thank you for joining. I'll see you again in the next session. Take care. Bye-bye.